enriches and enhances people's daily lives and unlocks wide opportunities. But in Kenya, serious reading is mostly associated with an exam-intensive education system. Hardly will you find people reading in the public libraries unless they are students. Now, these facilities are always underutilized, if not utilized at all, despite availability of wide range of books. Now, our reporter Elias Mbogo brings us a detailed report on the reading culture.
When was the last time you read a book? Did you buy the book or was it a borrowed text? A survey released by Geopol in 2015 revealed that only 20% of the youth in Kenya aged 15 years to 35 years read a newspaper and magazines. The average youth in Kenya is distracted with different media such as videos or movies, much of which is passive, making it difficult for them to embrace the discipline that comes with reading. Books address messages across all humanity, regardless of their political, social, economic, and geographical background. Why do so many Kenyans shy away from reading books and thus deny themselves a chance to gain true education?
I think technology has greatly affected the reading culture, because it's like people feel like there's a shortcut. Because with technology, you just need to key in what you're looking for, and within a very short time, you get a feedback on what you are looking for.
I agree with you that there's a worrying trend in the country where you get to feel that perhaps young people are engaging in other priority activities that are away from books and away from reading. So basically, we're not reading enough.
According to Albert Magare, a Kenyatta University student, the idea that young Kenyans do not read books is not a new topic. And well, those who read do so for purely exams or academically.
Reading culture nowadays has been, let me say, just passed with time by time. We don't come to read for our self-nourishment. Mostly we read for a reason. Yes, maybe we come here to read for the purposes of evaluation alone.
But are young people really reading for recreational and for intellectual purposes? If not, why are they not disciplined enough to read?
Read so that you understand the cultures, so that you can be a critique of academic purposes and the outside world.
If we compare the young generation and the older generation, you can find that the young generation read more books than the older generation. That is because of the digital literacy.
Dr. Mark Chetambe, a senior lecturer at Kenyatta University and an author, does not agree with the notion that film is more effective than books in telling stories, arguing that books have the perplexing ability to transport one through all the scenes in the plot while allowing intimate interactions with the characters, their emotions, attitudes, and thoughts, a privilege that lacks in movies.
We read. In other words, we are very narrow in our perspective of life if we don't read literature, if we don't read fiction, drama, poetry, and non-fiction.
Reading is important because it develops our thoughts, gives us endless knowledge and lessons to read while keeping our minds active.
Perhaps for me, the most important reason why people need to read is the way books work on the human mind and the human character. In my opinion, I think that literature plays in the same league with the religion in terms of shaping human character and shaping the human mind.
Dhima ya fasihi sio tu kwa watu wazima, hata kwa watoto. Tukiangalia kielimu, tunapata kwamba inawasaidia katika kukuza mbinu za lugha, mbinu za uandishi, mbinu za usemaji na kadhalika.
A child's reading skills are important to their success in school as they will allow them to access the breadth of the curriculum and improve their communication and language skills.
Watoto vitabu lazima pia wateue kwa kujua misingi ya nadharia za ukuaji wa watoto.
And if indeed we suffer from lack of reading culture, whose responsibility is it to develop such a culture?
I think parents have a responsibility. If you're the kind of parent who buys more beer than books, who buys more designer clothes than books, who buys more chips and sausage than books, then you're the wrong kind of parent.
At school, what will the teacher do to promote this culture? It can be in the curriculum, not necessarily for examination, but the teacher can enforce something. A student should be able to read a book at his level.
Okay, the culture of reading should be introduced early in life, even when a child has not started school.
No one is an island. We live in a small world, the global village. Hence, the need to read books will keep us abreast with the fast-growing knowledge in all fields of human endeavor. Elias Sombogo, KUTV, Nairobi.